11th episode of Spiceworks Live. Today, beta bug spotters in Spiceworks 6. Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiceworks Live. My name is Elise. I'm in marketing here at Spiceworks. This is the 11th episode of Spiceworks Live. This is the last beta episode that we're going to do before the launch. We've covered the new look and feel. We've covered knowledge base, the #1 requested feature. We've covered Spiceworks Agent. We've covered cloud services discovery. What else have we talked about? We talked about mobile help desk and Nmap integration. And last week we talked about all of the bugs that were fixed as part of this release. So we've gotten into all of the cool features, or most of them anyway, the big ones that are going to be in this release. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. And today we're going to be talking about all of the bugs that you guys found during the beta that we've been working on as part of the release cycle. So we're going to be covering those with Mike and Tim, who are going to be talking about some of our beta bug spotters and what they've been able to contribute during the beta. It's going to be really fun. And so as usual, we're going to follow that up with a live Q&A. So send your questions in using the social stream right below the live stream chat window. And we'll get those answered live. And at the very end, we're going to be giving away a Spiceworks 6 release team t-shirt, which only employees and those of you who have won it during the beta will be sporting. It's very cool. So don't forget to send your questions in. And with that, we'll go right on over to the guys on the couch who will talk to some of the beta bugs that have been found. Hey, guys.
All right. Thanks, Elise. I'm Mike.
I'm Tim.
And we're on the cloud services team here at Spiceworks. I also do some of the work on the help desk that we talked a little bit about last week.
And I create so many bugs I don't have time to work on anyone else's stuff.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about some of the bugs that you guys submitted this past week or two, and sort of, high level, some of the fixes that have gone in, and
Yeah,
go for it.
Okay. So I guess first will be bug 31793. Saving edits on a manually created device brings up software entry instead. This was found by Greg at Dell Secureworks, who's a green guy. Good to see green guys beta testing the app along with regular users. So tell us about that one.
Yeah, this was a pretty good one. So if you went into the inventory and created yourself a manual asset, so you created it or just edited it by hand and then saved it, there were times where it would actually lose your information and then redirect you to the software page. Mm-hmm. So this is one of those examples where it's great that someone submitted this bug, because this is something we never would have found. It had to be a real specific state of your database. Mm-hmm. And we actually had some trouble reproducing it locally here in-house. So basically what happened is we had used the same method name for a couple. We defined general inventory path and a software path, and we were redirecting people to what we thought was just the device, but it was actually the software title.
Oh, okay.
But that should be all fixed by release.
Good.
Yeah, so this one's for you. We got the first scan inventory wizard flow is always defaulting to 127.0.0.1.
Right. So I just want to preface everything I say by saying that I haven't worked on these bugs personally, so some of the more technical details might be a little bit fuzzy. But this error basically surfaces in the first scan after you've just downloaded Spiceworks and signed up, and then you go to your inventory and it starts to perform the auto scan. It's supposed to try and detect what the network range is for the network you're currently on. And I think with the move to Nmap and the improvements that we made, we kind of broke that so that it was only looking at your local computer, which means that we weren't picking up anything on the network except for that Spiceworks server. So it was actually a pretty quick fix. Ezra just included a code file and it worked magically out of the box. So it's good that we got that one fixed, because otherwise people new to Spiceworks wouldn't really be able to get started up.
Yeah,
and who reported
inventory
that
scan, it's a small problem. Oh, that was Bernard W. So he was actually our top beta tester too, in 2 different weeks during May and July, or in June. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll talk about bug 31751, license manager plugin formatting broken, and this was reported by Medic Shelley.
Yeah, so Medic Shelley did a great job this past round of the beta. He picked up a bunch of bugs. I think we're going to talk about a couple of them today.
Yes.
Mostly UI stuff. We've had a lot of issues because we've done a whole UI rev that you guys have seen in the beta now. So this was kind of a funny one. The license manager is a dashboard widget that lets you track how many licensed versions of an application you have on your network versus how many you total have. So you can figure out if you are short on your licenses or you have too many licenses. and it gives you a nice little graph on the side of it that will kind of tell you like if you're over or underneath it. So what happened is when we put in the UI toolkit, those little progress bars got made huge. The height got messed up, and so it pushed all the software titles down off the dashboard widget. So it's just a small styling thing. Actually, this one didn't have it fixed, but I was looking into some bugs we could talk about today, and I checked it out last night, and should be fixed hopefully today. So.
Okay, so are you working on that fix?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that one myself, and that should be fixed by release. So.
We should be off fixing bugs.
Got another bug.
Easy, easy. Anyway.
That scared me.
At least it wasn't in the face.
Yeah.
All right. This one is detect OS X server devices as a device type server.
By?
Oh, this was Tim7139.
Right. So this one's actually pretty straightforward. During the network scan, we were categorizing OS X servers as desktops, which obviously is wrong. So we fixed it. So now we look at the operating system, returned by the finder magic. I'm not really sure how that does it. And then examine to see if it's got server in the name. If it's got server, we classify it as a server. If it doesn't have server, it's a desktop. So that's
Makes sense.
pretty straightforward. So now I've got two more bugs from Medic Shelley to talk about, and I believe these bugs have earned you the tongs of shame that we have here at Spiceworks. Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the tongs of shame and both of these bugs.
Yeah, I remember this one well.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So the tongs of shame, you can see this. You get these, this is a little joke we have in-house. You get these when you do something exceptionally stupid. Especially if you mess up someone else's day, which this time I didn't, thankfully. But you can see tongs of shame. We had one of our developers had these for, I think, his whole first year working here.
Right, yes.
So he decided to make them look a little bit cooler, added some flames on the side.
Yeah.
I won't mention his name. Starts with an A, ends with a K. Yeah, so this was a pretty bad one. Medic Shelley pointed out that on the cloud services page in the footer bar, all the alerts were hidden. So if you opened up your alerts and you had 4 or 5 alerts, there was just nothing there.
Right.
Not, kind of a big deal.
And it also showed up in knowledge base.
Yeah, so the funny part about this was the exact same issue was happening on knowledge base, which Medic Shelley also pointed out. However, that had nothing to do with me. That was actually Chad, one of our other developers, so I'll split the tongs with him. And the best part about it was we both did the exact same thing. We forgot to limit our styles just to the new stuff that we were working on. So if you've seen on cloud services, we have those new yellow alert ribbons that we're going to try and roll out in a lot of parts of the app. And I styled those and forgot that we called other things on the page alerts, and that totally messed up the whole thing. So,
wow.
But it's fixed now.
That's
Thanks
good.
for pointing that out.
No problem. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. And I think that's it on bugs.
Yeah, that's it. So over to Elise.
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, go for
That's
it.
cool. Thanks so much, guys. Don't forget to send your questions in using the social stream, and we will get those answered in the next little segment. But a couple of things first. So you guys heard a couple of the top beta bugs that have been found and the users that found them spotlighted. We've had a lot of other users that weren't mentioned in that segment that have contributed to the beta. And as part of doing that, we've had a contest going for the top beta bug spotter every week. So I wanted to just give those guys and girls some recognition now and just give them some props for getting in there and finding these bugs. So we had Get Her Done 564, Meowser, MPK, A Whippler, Derek 7034, Dash Render, Vasily Ignatov, Gadget Gal, Medic Shelley, who was in that last bit, and Bose Clark from last week. So all of these users were spotlighted as top beta spotters. So thanks so much for all of your contributions. You guys either went above and beyond by finding more than one bug every week, or you found a particularly big and nasty one. So we really appreciate all your efforts. And it's not too late to get in on the beta bug spotting. As long as the beta is going on, you can report bugs. And if you spot any bugs, you'll get a beta bug badge, which is kind of a cool little badge bling for your profile. And if you spot a particularly big one, you could still get not nominated, but named Bug Spotter of the Week, which is very cool. So thanks to everyone that contributed in that front. We also, the other thing that you get for spotting a bug is you get a point if you're a member of a Spice Corps. you'll get a point for your Spice Core, and there's a little contest running around that. So the number 1 Spice Core will get $250 toward their next meetup. The Spice Core in second place will get $150, and the Spice Core in third place would get $100. So I think there's a leaderboard showing right now. As of right now, we've got a 2-way tie. Chicagoland and Minneapolis, very active Spice Cores, are vying for top Spice Core honors to win the Battle of the Spice Cup. It's very exciting. I forgot to mention that. On top of getting the meetup cash, you also get an actual physical Spice Cup, which gets handed from Spice Core to Spice Core with every quarter there's a new battle. So that's kind of cool bragging rights. So just all the more reason to get involved in testing. And if you don't know anything about Spice Cores, there's more information about all of this in the Spiceworks 6 group. In the announcement portion, there's a post about the contest. It kind of has everything in there. And I'm not even done with contests. I love contests, so I will keep going because there are more. So we also have top beta testers who, outside of just finding bugs, some of them have found bugs, but just overall have contributed a lot in the beta, either through in the community by providing best answers or helpful posts that have helped other people in the community kind of sort their way through the beta. And so I think those names are up now. So we've got Tank 203 and Magnus 369 won the first week. And then in subsequent weeks, we had Tim 7139, Philip 99, Bite Snake, Bernard W., who we mentioned in the last bit about the bugs as well, Just Incredible, Yasaf Bershin, Elgin 8949, Bernard W. again, he won twice, and Mike 6051. So also just huge contributions in the beta. And at the end of this, we're going to be having a beta MVP named. So all of you guys, everyone that's beta testing is eligible for this. And if you win, we'll fly you to Spice World. And you'll get an MVP t-shirt, which is pretty cool because there's only going to be one of those made. And you get to wear it. So all good reasons to test. You can find out more about it in the Spiceworks 6 group. If you're not following it already, follow it. That's where you'll get all the latest updates and all the info and all the contests and everything else. And more than anything, I mean, the contests are fun, but it's really just about getting in there and hammering on the features. We're in the very last build, very last part of the beta, so this is your last chance to get in there and test and check out the features and make sure they're doing what you need them to do and make this release the best possible release that we can. So thanks so much. I am done talking, and we will now go to the live Q&A. Chris Bushover has just fragrantly joined us on the couch. He smells delicious. Hello, Chris. How are you? And we will. I think we've got all the questions
like
queued
a
up.
hamburger delicious?
No, not that kind of delicious. Just, manly delicious. Now we're both turning red, which is really awkward.
This is the look of disapproval, by the way.
So we will now go into the live Q&A portion. Off you go.
What's going on, Chris?
Apparently I smell delicious. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. I showered too this morning, but I don't know. So I'm Brandon.
Maybe you should move over a little bit or something.
Don't worry.
I'm really uncomfortable.
It's not turning me on. You're good. What do we have here today?
I don't even know how to talk right now.
It's been so long since you've joined us.
I know. I haven't done one of these in a
bust you
while,
up a
and
little
this
bit.
is my welcome back. So you're going to be lucky if I do any more. All right. Anyway, our first question. Let me compose myself for a moment. All right. Our first question comes from Tim Crocht. What is a good way to promote a feature request?
Email you, right? What's your email address?
Me?
Huh? Chris?
Oh.
You send them to Chris?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you send them to you, right?
Yeah, why not?
If you have any feature requests out there, you can just post them out in the feature request in the community, and get other people to spice those features up, and we'll take a look at all those features that are out there. That's probably the best way to go about doing that.
All right. Our next question comes from Ron Halt. So, the bugs being addressed now, do we have to wait until the final release for a fix?
Depends on what we decide to put into the release. For some of the major bugs that are out there, you should see the fix in RC when we release that. For some of the other ones, if there's anything found around RC,
If it's major, we may issue that in the fix before 6.0, and it will actually be in 6.0, so it won't be a separate release. For some minor bugs, those aren't going to be, they may not make it into the 6.0 release. It's just a game that we have to play, weighing everything out.
It's not a game, it's serious.
It is serious business.
Our next question comes from Anonymous. Have there been any changes to network scanning with the problems with intrusion detection software?
Yeah, so Ezra made a few changes to that. We had some community users reporting that they're running into intrusion detection problems with their network scanning with Nmap. And so there's been a few things. We added this blacklist. So if we think that we're picking up like semantic endpoint, we will automatically flip back over to the old scan and we won't be using the Nmap scan. There's also some other issues that we had where if we think that we're getting a lot of unknowns populated back into the Spiceworks app because of Nmap, we are going to serve up a pop-up basically that says, hey, you may be running a intrusion detection or there may be some other issue. Would you like to switch back over to the old scanning versus the Nmap scanning? I think in addition to that, we also added in the advanced features in your network scanning section the ability to switch on and off the Nmap scanning. So that'll let you use Nmap or the old scan.
Okay. Our next question, is there improved support with domains and cloud services?
Yeah, so the cloud service guys, Mike and Tim have been working, and Scott, who wasn't here today, working pretty hard in that area. I guess we had some issues in the past where we weren't able to scan certain top-level domains, so additional support has been added into the 6.0 release for that. And if you're running into any issues with the registrar or some of the expiry dates not being picked up correctly, we have to look at those kind of on a case-by-case basis because some of the registrars send back some funky information to us.
And just to speak as somebody who's actively working on this bug, registrars, seriously, stop sucking. Adopt a format and stick with it. Stop changing it every week. That's part of the problem is the registrars can send back arbitrary data because there's no RFC on the format of this data that comes back. So it could be anything wrapped in anything.
You're glad you took that from Tim, huh?
And Tim, can I give it back? Our next question, have the false positive results in cloud services been addressed?
Yeah, so that question is with the unmanaged cloud services, where we're detecting some of the cloud services that are on your domain. So Dropbox and Evernote and things like that would show up inside the app. And we did update that a little bit. I think we were getting hit with some Amazon and some other services that kept being flagged all the time. So we addressed that issue, but if there's additional cloud services that are out there that are getting detected, feel free to ping us in the community and we'll take a look into it. So if there's something that we're not detecting or you're getting false positives, just let us know and we'll keep working through that list.
Okay. Our next question comes from Simon via Twitter. How has this release differed from the release cycle for 5.0? Have there been a similar number of beta versions?
I wasn't here for the 5.0, so I don't know the details on that. It sounds like we had probably a few more in this. I know we had the Alpha 1 and 2 with 6.0 because we had to get the agent out the door, and we wanted to get some early testing done on that.
As the person who actually releases the beta to the world, yeah, we actually have had more betas for 6.0. That's actually a good thing.
2 alphas and 4 betas.
4 betas, yep. Our next question, how does the scan exclusion work with the agent?
Okay, so that one's a pretty good question there. So normally when you're doing the app scan, so keeping the agent out of the mix for right now, on the app scan you'd be able to put in your exclusion ranges in there and Finder would not, or our app scanning would not search that address. With the agent doesn't really care about any of those exclusions because if you installed the agent on a box, then we assume that you want the agent to post back data. There is a separate section under your agents on that remote settings page where you can enable and disable the agent, but the exclusion list is only applicable to the network scan ranges.
Okay. And our final question, related, what happens if a device is scanned by the app and then the agent is installed?
So the agent's going to trump the app scan. So if you had previously scanned a device in like my PC, we scan it in with the app. It's going to show up inside of the app, just as it always did. If I then install the agent inside on my laptop and then have that post back, you're going to see a new agent icon be posted on the little, the lower right-hand corner inside your inventory. But from that point on, it's always going to be classified as an agent device unless you delete the device out of inventory.
Okay. All right, well, I think that's it for the questions. Back to you, Elise.
Thank you. All right, great job. Thanks for sending your questions in. Let's go ahead and see who won the t-shirt. Mr. Bishover.
And our winner is Tim Croct.
Excellent. All right, so just as a reminder, send me your mailing address and t-shirt size. Tim, right? Tim? Yes, Tim. And I'll get you on the list to get those t-shirts as soon as the release comes out. You can also PM me in the community if that's easier. But just be sure to get in touch with me so I can get you on the list. And that's it from us for the beta. We're signing off all together for beta episodes of Spiceworks Live. We will be coming back for a big launch party live stream. Who's in? Probably all of us. We will be here. Hope you are too. There will be more information on when that is coming in the community, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining us. If you want to catch all of the recordings and find out more about all of the features that are on Spiceworks 6, all the recordings are on the live stream page, so you can get to them there and enjoy. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys back next time.